The British National Radio Sound Preservation and Archival Society are proud to present a remastered instalment of the classic 1950s classic serial, The Newer and Further Adventures of Upright, the story of a late Victorian gentleman, based on the novel by Gravelly Stokes and adapted to a standard sufficient to avoid copyright infringement by Valemere Lake. Episode 1. Hard Times. 4 years ago, after my marriage to my wife, I closed my diary forever. It was full, and so too was my heart. But I have bought a new diary, for this year requires me to begin chronicling once again. For this year my happiness is ended. My beloved wife has vanished 3 days ago, leaving no clue to her whereabouts. You will remember that my wife Sally and I are running an inexpensive yet comfortable boarding house for people needing board. Assisting us is Mrs. Cheerychops and her husband Mr. Cheerychops. On his death from eating soap in mistake for soup, she has reverted to her previous name of Jiggles.
There was an awful lot of froth, sir, but it's how he would have wanted it. He was always clean in his habits.
But why revert to Jiggles, Mrs. Jiggles?
Of all my husbands, he was my favourite. I barely knew him, and he died on the wedding night. That's all you can ask of an husband.
So we took on Mary, the maid who featured in my earlier escapades, as you no doubt remember. But I digress. Back to my missing Sally.
Have you looked under the bed?
Yes, everywhere.
The linen cupboard, she was in there once.
She is not there now.
The coal shed?
No.
The wood shed?
No.
The cow shed?
Have we a cow shed?
No.
Perhaps if we did, she would be there. But alas, we do not. Oh, why did I not buy a cow and construct a suitable dwelling of wood for it?
I have wondered.
What does it all mean, Mrs. Jiggles? If only we could know what happened that last morning when she went to the market to see if they had any kumquats.
Fancy for them rubbish. Oh, I can't see why she's taken a liking to 'em. What with her strange food cravings, her putting on weight and throwing up all bilious in the mornings, I can't say I'm sorry she's gone. Mind you, I wouldn't say that to your face, sir.
I should think not, Mrs. Jiggles. Oh, I must go and scour the market-place again. If only I had some clue as to what has happened.
Are you sure we shouldn't give him the letter Madam left, Mrs. Jiggles?
Oh, no, Mary. You know he can't read, only write. The last thing he needs now is extra worry. Best toss it on the fire. It can't be any possible help to anyone.
Lavender, lavender,
violets, violets, kumquats, kumquats. Any old iron,
lavender,
any old iron,
lavender,
the biggest expeditioner in the world.
Pardon me, kumquat seller. May I show you this sketch and ask if you have seen my wife? She has a liking for your revolting fruit.
Is that your wife?
No, it is a kumquat. Alack, I have no sketch of my sweet Sally, so I drew a kumquat from memory. It is the type she likes.
Don't ring no bells, young master. She ain't bought no kumquats off me. Mind you, I only started selling them today. You need to speak to my brother.
Where may I find him?
Well, that's why I'm here, sir. Gone missing, ain't he? Beggared off 3 days ago, leaving no clue as to his whereabouts.
What a coincidence! If only he had buggered off a day later, he could have told me something, maybe. I persisted in my questioning of the honest market traders and the vast number of dishonest ones, but gained no insight. Finally I decided there is only one man I can ask. Despite being inferior to me in every way and obnoxious in every other, he shared my adventures of 4 years ago and will, in some measure, share my pain. I hoped so. Well, I'm surprised she didn't leave you before, Upright. After all, you did forget where you live and spend the first week of your marriage with Mrs. Swiveltwist at number 39. She is a very nice lady and made me most comfortable, I'm sure, but hardly an auspicious start, old chap. But we have been happy since, as no doubt you have been happy with your wife. Indeed, ever so. Oh, but how can I, a happily married man who knows where his wife is, help you? Well, an unhappily married man, with a wife whose whereabouts he knows not. My wife is happy as am I. She is missing, maybe abducted by brigands. Surely not. Then tell me, as a happily married man, where of all the places in the world, where might a happy wife wander if not to her own home? I cannot say. Might Lucy know? Lucy, my happy wife, yes. She is not here. Ha! Then perhaps wherever she is, so might my Sally be. She is buying a large fish for our supper. It is my hope it is cod. Then there is no time to waste. Imagine my surprise as once again I journey through the marketplace to hear a familiar voice.
Potatoes, potatoes, 106 for threepence.
Mrs. Jiggles, what are you doing here?
I'm selling potatoes, sir, to make ends meet.
Are they my potatoes?
Oh, no, sir. I ain't got no potatoes.
Then what are you doing?
I'm selling the idea of a potato. The notion, if you like. People hear me say potatoes, and they think, oh, I fancy one of them for my tea, and they can almost taste it, sir, and that's what they get. Almost a potato. The complete potato experience.
Without the potato?
Yes, sir.
It is an excellent scheme. I shall take 2, Mrs. Jiggles.
Why, it's that nice, Mr. Whippet. Oh, sir, I can't tell you how nice it is to see an handsome, fresh-faced young man with all the world before him and the intelligence to make something of it after all these years.
Thank you. And I have a happy wife.
Well, that's no more than you deserve, if I may say so.
No, you may not. Mrs. Jiggles, I am a fresh-faced whatever it was, and I have intelligence and the whole world before me, and I shall take 3 of your potatoes.
Oh, God bless you, gents. Oh, it'll be 3 shillings from you, Mr. Whippet, sir, and £180 from you, sir.
I can taste those potatoes already.
Oh, quick as you like, I've been had up twice.
Alas, I did not have sufficient coinage, but could not admit that in front of Whippet. Here you are.
What's this?
I do not have money, so I am giving you the idea of money. Do not forget to be home in time to cook Mr. Secretly's tea. Mr. Secretly is our boarding-house's only lodger at present.
I know.
Hurry, we must get to the fishmonger's.
Oh, why?
Not you. Hurry up, Whippet.
Oh, I'm all of a jiggle.
You are not as stupid as once you were, Upright. Mrs. Jiggles was most perplexed. She is lucky I have no time to wait for my change, but I shall not forget she owes me 5 whole imaginary pounds. I take back my last statement. Fish, fish, who will buy my fish? You couldn't wish for a better bit of fish on your dish. Cod and haddock and plaice and trout, halibut, skate and hake. Have a bit of fish now, gutted, boned and skinned so, you can eat it raw if you wish. Excuse me, Constable, do you know where we may find the fishmonger? 3 doors down, young gentleman. Thank you, Constable. My Lucy is not here. Then she is missing too. She has probably gone home. She was some time ahead of us. Here, sir, fish seller. I'm a master fishmonger, purveyor of quality seafood to the aristocracy and crown heads of Europe.
Here, you got any cod heads for me cat?
Round the back. I am looking for my wife. But not for my wife, though you may have seen her too. She would be looking most happy. So too would mine. Here, can you help? See, that's a kumquat. She may have been carrying one just like it. Well, I ain't seen her. Either buy some fish or stop wasting my time. I should like to purchase cod, but what if my wife has already done so? We would have a surfeit. Perhaps he has a tiny codpiece you could have. I have imaginary money.
Sling your hooks! Constable!
Come, Upright, it is not worth it.
Look, these are Sally's footprints.
Her footprints would not be here after all this time, and how can you be sure they are hers in any case? I know her feet as a husband should. Well, whoever it was has walked in wet clay, which is set. We must follow them. After an hour, we reached the muddy banks of the Thames River. Oh, let us stop and rest. It is past noon. If you hunger, eat your potato. The prints stop here. Yes, well, that's because it's mud, not clay. She might be anywhere. A thin, darkly, shabbily dressed man, tall and lean, sidled up to us.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Who are you?
Tobias Snivelling, sir. Snivelling by name.
Right. Well, Snivelling, I seek a woman with a kumquat.
You've kumquat to the right place, sir. If you'll excuse my pathetic attempts at humour.
No, we shall not. I have had enough of this. I am hungry, and I am returning to my happy home and my happy hearth, where my happy wife will have some delicious happy cod on a plate. But yes, it will be a happy plate. Very well, I shall go on alone. But I did not. Fate decreed that Whippet and I were bound together on this adventure, for both of us were stuck firmly in the mud.
Do not worry, gentlemen, I shall assist you. My, what a lucky day for all of us it is, to be sure, that your paths crossed that of mine. Tobias Snivelling.
You have been listening to Hard Times, being episode 1 of Upright, the newer and further adventures of a late Victorian gentleman, adapted by Valamir Lake from a novel by Gravelly Stoats. Next week, episode 2, The Quest begins.